Hi everyone, welcome to another video by Nanoo. My name's Rachel and today we are going to talk about some ideas of drawings or letters that you can send to care homes. So people in care homes may have been isolating for a little bit longer than the rest of us, so it might be nice for them to get some little messages or some pictures from some of you guys, and it gives you some nice ways to do something artistic or to practice your letter writing. So the first idea is going to be a little bit of an artistic idea, and that is you could draw the people at the care home the view from your window. Now from my window, it's not very exciting. I've kind of can view other houses, but there's a house opposite me, and every day when I look in that house, there's a little cat that is there. So he sits on a little spotty sofa. So I've drawn him in the window opposite. So there he is, chilling out, watching the world go by. And then this morning there was a little seagull on the roof, kind of watching what he was doing as well. So that was quite fun. And then the sun was shining today, so I drew some sunshine. So that is the view from my window. So if you do a drawing like this, you can label everything to let the person in the care home know what the view from your window is, maybe say what the things are, so that'll be nice for them. Obviously you can make it a bit more exciting than me if your view is more exciting, and that's just one idea. You could also do what's in your bedroom. Maybe you could do a drawing of what you've been doing every day during this time. Anything really is quite exciting for them. So my next idea is to write a little letter to them. Now, obviously we live in a world of technology where it's all emails and text messages, but there is an art of letter writing, so we're going to go through that today so you can see how to write a letter. So the first thing you need to do is get the addresses. Now, a lot of the care homes don't actually want you to send the letter. It might be best to maybe type one up or to write one and then scan it, so then you can email it to them. If you don't have a scanner, you can just take a picture of it and then send it away on email. There's lots of different techniques to do it. I also maybe put a template up on the Nanoo Facebook page that you can use and fill in to type or print out and write on it, whatever you would prefer. But if you want to have a go yourself and do the template, the first thing you need to do is put your address in the top left corner. I have to think about that there. The top left hand corner. So here you would put your address. You know where to write back to if they'd like to, and also if you were to put it in an envelope, it doesn't come up in the envelope, they just would see their address. So you need to put your address in the left corner. Now that's quite difficult because you need to know how much space do you need to leave to write your address in. My technique would be, if you've got small hands like me, to put your hand on, and it's about as long as your first finger. So that's how much space you need to leave, and you can write across from there. So that is my hint for how to know how much space to leave when you're drawing from the left rather than the right, because from the right you can just start writing, but from the left a little bit more difficult. So once you've put your address up here, so when you do your address, you need your name, the house number that you live in or the name of your house and your street, the town or city that you live in, so these are on different lines, name, house number or name, and the street you live on, the city you live in, and then your postcode. So you might need to ask your parents for your postcode, but it should be 1 or 2 letters, 1 or 2 numbers, a number, and then 2 letters. So that is your postcode. Once you've done that, you need to find the care home's address. So you either get that on the internet, or if you're going to email, you can ask them for it. So you've written your address down here, and then leave a line, so leave a whole line gap, and then put the care home's address here. So that would be the name of the care home, the building name or number, and the street they live on, the city, and the postcode. So similar to your address, but their address. And then once you've done that, leave another line and then write dear such and such. So you might have a name, you might know the person you're writing to if you've emailed the care home in advance. But if you don't, maybe write to care home resident, to lovely old person, whatever you fancy writing. That's how you set up the beginning of the letter. So next thing you want to do is put the content of your letter. Now sometimes it's hard to write to somebody you don't know, because when you're speaking to somebody you know, you can kind of ask them, oh, how's your friend, how's life, how's school, how's all that, but actually you don't know this person. So what you want to do first is maybe tell them a little bit about yourself. So the first thing you want to write about is your name and how old you are. So for example, my name is Rachel and I am 23, so I would write that. Then the next place you want to say is where you live. So you could say, I live in Edinburgh, it's nice here, we've got nice green spaces, lots of swimming pools, things like that if you're writing to somewhere in a different city. Or you could just write about your house. You could say, I live in a house that's got 3 bedrooms, I've got a nice bedroom with bunk beds, stuff like that. Tell them a bit about where you live. And my next tip is to write about your hobbies. So maybe if you're into dancing or swimming, any hobbies that you have, and then write why you like that. Why do you like to do that? Is it because your friends like to do it as well? It's because it's fun, keeps you fit and healthy. Love to hear about that. And then a nice thing to write would be one interesting thing that not many people know about you. So an example of that could be, one interesting thing not many people know about me is I love to cook. I also love to take pictures, I love photography. So there's some interesting things about me that maybe not many people know. So maybe think about some things for you. Do you have a pet that not many people know about? Did you have a fun trip that not many people know about? And then the last thing you maybe want to write about is how you're finding the current time. So you might be like, I'm finding the current time interesting because I've never been homeschooled before. Or I didn't know that my dad was so good at writing poetry and he's helped me to write loads of poems. Anything you can think of that you're finding different or interesting about the time that wasn't there before all this was happening. I think that's a really interesting thing to write about. So then once you've written about yourself, you want to ask the old person some questions so they can maybe write back to you. So I've written 2 here. The first one is, what was your favourite thing to do as a child? You can compare what you like to do now and what they like to do now. Is it similar? Is it different? Find some things that you and your care home person have in common. And the next one I've written is, how were schools different when you were a child? So schools maybe have changed a lot since they were little. It might not have changed very much. They may have had big playgrounds, smaller playgrounds, not as much break time, more break time, different food, different kind of lessons. They may have learnt different things to you. So find out a bit about that, and then when they write back, you can compare that to how you have school now and think, wow, wonder why that's changed. Have a think about it. So once you've done that and written the content of your letter, the next thing you want to sign it off. So there's different ways of signing it off. If you're being very formal, you would write yours sincerely, but I think we're not being that formal. We're kind of trying to make a little friend here. So I've gone for best wishes. So you write best wishes and then you sign it with your name. If you signed it with your name and had the content, you might want to also have the view from your window on the back or a little drawing for them, something nice that they can keep in the letter. There you go, there's some ideas for what to write to a care home, how to set out a letter. I'll try and get a template online for people to use. Just some tips for when contacting a care home. They might be very busy right now, but the best thing to do is go online and Google local care homes. Find ones that are maybe close to you, or it can be ones that are far away from you. Most will have a contact number or a contact form within their websites. So contact them, see if they'd be happy to receive a letter by email. Most will be. See if they've got anyone that would particularly like to receive one. This could be done if you're an older child by yourself, or get your parent to help you do this. And then once you've found somewhere that's happy to do that, send it away and get a new friend from all of this. So thank you for watching this video. The next video I'm going to post is a little cooking video. So it's a very easy recipe that young and older children can do. And then any other videos you'd like to see, please let me know on the Facebook page. I'm thinking of doing some tutorials. A lot of places have been posting websites that kids can use for educational purposes, but sometimes people don't know how to use them. They're a little bit confusing, so I might be running some tutorials and maybe putting up some little worksheets to go along beside my tutorials so you can use them on the websites. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!